All right, so my name is Heather from Two Hearts, and I'm joined by all the authors of Connected at the Heart. And we've been getting a lot of questions about what these teens thought about or what they felt like when they were writing the book and what inspired them to write the book, and a little bit about what their stories are right now. So I am just going to start with Eloisa and have her introduce herself.
My name's Eloisa.
And Jade.
My name is Jade Garoli. I'm 18, and my diagnosis is tetralogy of Philip.
Talia.
Yeah, I'm 16.
You're cutting out a bit, babe.
Oh, my name is Talia, and I'm 16.
Can you turn your volume up a little bit, like all the way?
My name is Talia, and I'm 16.
Jacob.
I'm Jacob. I'm 14.
Cool. Ethan.
My name's Ethan, and I had a heart transplant about a year ago, so that's about it.
Very cool. Natalie.
I'm Natalie Palumbo. I'm almost 20 years old, and I was born with tetralogy of Fallot.
All right. So these are the writers of the book. They all got together at a camp a couple years ago, a writer's camp, and we spent 3 days writing. And when we first started, we kind of weren't sure what direction we were going to go in. But then all the kids kind of came together and decided that they wanted to collaborate and write a children's book. Okay. So I'm going to ask some questions, and I'll just call on you and let us know what you think. Okay. First one, I'm going to start with Jade. Why do you feel a book like Connected at the Heart is needed?
I think a book like this is needed because of the intention that we had, which was to educate young families and to ensure the diagnosed that we're all going through the same thing. And it doesn't really matter what condition, what you're diagnosed with. We've experienced what it's like to go to a clinic day, and we've experienced all the emotions that come with it. So this book, I feel like since it's a children's book and it's written the way a child would read it, it really helps get them in that mindset. You know, this is what I have to do. This is how I'm going to feel, but it's okay because I'm connected at the heart with all these people. And I have a big community that's just like me, that's going to help me get through that journey.
Excellent.
This book was really good for us to create for kids that need it, because when we created it and it would be sended and they would be like, oh, thank you. So yeah.
Exactly. How about you, Talia?
I think it's just a good tool for kids to have in order to connect with people that they don't know necessarily, but know that they're not alone at a young age. And I think that's important because, I don't know, I thought I was alone for a very long time until I met other people, and a book like that where you have different characters that have it and you get to know the authors, I think it's really important so that you know that you're not alone from like a young age and you're less scared and feel less isolated.
Totally. What about you, Natalie?
I think we need this book to just kind of show everyone that everyone goes through a clinic day. It might not always be the same as everyone else, because I know there's some parts of the book that I've actually never experienced myself, but just to show that everyone goes through it and everyone's scared to go through their first one, but if you just like hope for the best in a way and just kind of have a positive mind, you'll get through it. And the next time you can, if you see someone there that's scared, you can like show them like, hey, I went through my first one recently and it was no big deal. So just to show that everyone goes through it and everyone will come out fine.
Perfect. Okay, the next question I'm going to ask is, what was your favorite part of the experiment? The experience. Sorry. What was your favorite part of the experience? Ethan?
I think it's good for like writing it so that you can kind of give newcomers a kind of like told experience so they know what they're expecting or whatever. Kind of gives them some sort of safety to know what they're going into and not to be truly scared because we've all done it and we've all survived. So
Yeah.
So you like the best part about what you were providing to these kids, that you guys were coming together as a team and providing this for these kids.
yeah,
I agree with Ethan. I think like the best part of the experience was probably the feeling it gave me to know like what it'll do for some kids and like I don't know, the comfort that they'll get from it hopefully, and I don't know, just the thought that you're going to be able to help somebody in the way that you wish you had.
I love the experience because it was just like getting, like, I've never written a children's book before, so it was definitely like a new thing. But I loved the fact that we came up with the ideas and we came up with how we wanted the day to go, and just like the whole, like, everything about the book was something that we created. And I think it would, like, just in general, just like being able to create something like that that people can relate to was awesome. And just like creating our own ideas was a lot of fun. Just like I loved the entire like workshop. It was all just so much fun to create the whole thing.
Yeah, it was fun. I felt like it was very empowering, even for me, as an adult with CHD. Watching you guys kind of take control and take charge. I think so many of us grow up feeling completely out of control. That our hands are always, our futures are always in someone else's hands. And seeing you guys all come together and kind of take charge, and you did. You basically all planned what you wanted to do, laid it out, and you did it. And it was awesome. So, what about you, Jade? Was there anything that stood out to you?
I think my favorite part of the whole experience was just when we were deciding what steps we wanted the little boy to go through. We were sharing what we experienced personally. So it was kind of like, okay, I never experienced having to do this, but Natalie did, or Talia did. And it was kind of deciding, okay, even though I haven't experienced it, let me hear what you experienced and like your story about it so we can make it this one big thing. And I think that's what kind of makes the book more special, is that these are things we've all gone through personally, not just what we know is what a clinic day is, because most of the time I didn't know what some of us were going through, and they didn't know what I had to do. And so just coming together to figure that out and hearing everyone get happy saying, oh, I did this too, or I did this, that was really, really great.
Yeah. What about you, Eloisa? What did you like about it? I know you liked being with your friends.
Probably all of us just working together to write the book.
Yeah. I know, you guys, a bunch of teens all together for 3 days, and none of you fought. It just kind of all came together organically. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go on to our next question. What do you want kids to get out of the story that you didn't necessarily have as a kid? Jade, I'll start with you.
I wish I would have had like a security animal or something that I can bring with me to know that, just as a comfort. I never thought about bringing something like that, so it made like my emotions come out more and me more stressed because I didn't have that like one thing to hold on to. So that would be mine.
Jacob?
Probably the same thing as Jade, I think.
Blue? Having Blue, someone like Blue?
Yeah.
And Ethan, you're the one that kind of came up with Blue. Tell us how that happened.
Um, yeah, I guess I could. So, basically, it's based off of my teddy bear, which I grew up with. Its real name is actually Blueberry. I just kind of took part of the name. And the story behind it is that after I got heart surgery when I was a baby, um, I think my brother got it as like a gift or something, and to help me through this tough time. So it was kind of inspired by that, just to help me through at least the beginning of my life.
Yeah, I like how you guys turned it into a character. What about you, Talia?
I like that we could give people comfort and like feeling knowing that they're not alone. Like, because you get to talk, like, it has all these people in the book that you know like have it and they talk about it, and I think it's unique to like have something that's like pretty much just like you're not alone even though you feel like it. And that's something I wish I had when I was a kid or knew when I was younger, because it's kind of like a weird awakening to like realize like, oh, not everybody has this. So
Yeah, you kind of wish you had a book like this when you were younger.
yeah. Because, like, you think, like, I don't know, at least I did when I was a kid. I was like, oh, yeah, everybody used to go to clinic days, you know, it's the usual. And then,
Yeah, and it's very different to have to go to the hospital yearly or, you know, twice a year and have all this done, because there's a lot of your friends that probably have no idea what it's like to even be in a hospital other than being born.
I think of like, I think we gave them like kind of almost like a person to relate to. Like, even though like the people within the book are like, well, they're us, but they're like characters within a book. We gave them people like to relate to, because I know when I was growing up, I knew that a lot of other people didn't have heart conditions, and so I like always felt like kind of an outsider when I was going to school, because like, yeah, there'd be days where I'm like, oh, I have to go get my heart checkup, and everyone was like, why do you always leave school? And so like I never had anyone to like talk to about it. So having like people that they can relate to is something that is really helpful, and I think something we gave them, because they don't always like, until I was a part of Two Hearts, I didn't know anyone else who had a heart condition. Like, I had never met anyone, so just kind of giving them and letting them know that there's people out there who have the conditions, is something that, yeah.
How has your perspective changed now that you've written this book? I'll start with Ethan.
I don't think it really changed my perspective at all, because for me, I'm more of a head-on person where I just go into it, and I'd rather go into it, for me personally, alone without very much help. I mean, I feel most comfortable that way anyway, and I was kind of refusing a lot of the help that I got for my heart transplant anyway, because I just wanted to have this experience be on my own and not have to like relate to another person's experience.
Yeah. Well, we're all different, and we all need different things, and we all got different things out of the project. What about you, Jade?
I think I feel more content knowing that we are doing something that's going to benefit, the next wave of generations of people that have this and that are diagnosed with a heart disease. Um, I feel like doing this also educated me, and it helps me know that even though I'm 18, I'm still getting those same anxiety, emotions that come with going to clinic day, especially because I go by myself now. So that's another experience, but knowing what we talked about in the book is something that I can still relate to and use as motivation to get through. clinic days.
Good. What about you, Natalie?
I think I'm a lot with Jade on this. Just having a lot of like, it's like that we help them, because like everyone experiences it differently. So I think giving them just different perspectives on the day. Yeah.
Last question. And it won't be what your social security number is or anything like that.
Because I don't know mine, so.
You should!
I know the last four digits.
Especially if you're going to clinic by yourself. Okay. This one's going to be an easy one, though. And there is, the one thing I love about this book is that you guys have some really great advice in it. There you guys all are.
Aww.
Oh.
So cute!
Oh my gosh. Oh,
You're adorable. So you all gave a tip, a little bit of advice. And each of you tell me a little bit, give me a little bit of advice that you would like to pass on to the younger generation, the kids who are younger than you coming up. We'll start with Jade. Do you have any new pieces of advice?
My advice would probably be to maybe a couple days before or the morning of your clinic day to practice or look up exercises that are going to help you be more relaxed. For me, it's usually counting to 10. So I'll practice that on the drive there. If I'm still feeling anxious in the doctor, like the waiting room, just practice those exercises. Or find something that's going to calm you and relax you. I know like the essential oils for some people, those work. Just anything that you can use to target your anxiety and overcome it before. That way it's not a problem and not something going on while you're talking to your doctor.
Very good. I like that. Okay. Let's see. Hang on.
A more recent one, I did write a quote the night before my transplant, which is inspire so others can aspire. And why I wrote that was because of like doing it for other people. Even when there is no reason to do it for yourself, you should do it for someone that wants you to do it, I guess. Always someone there for you, so you just have to look at those people and do it for them, I guess.
Awesome. Natalie.
I think some advice I would give is try not to be too scared.
Is that your dog?
Sorry, I get really excited when my clinic day comes up because I get to go see all my doctors and I get to do, like, I love the echo because I get to see my heart and all that. So I think if they find one piece of clinic day to look forward to, then that's something that they can, like, whenever it comes up, they're like, oh my god, like, I get to go see my heart, I get to go do my echo, I get to see the EKG or whatever it is, and just hold on to that one little piece. And it's like, I think that's my advice. Just find one piece of it and make that like the thing that makes your day.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's, kind of what we do at Two Hearts is we want you guys to take control and be in charge of yourself and know everything about yourself and go into something fully educated and prepared. And because this thing ain't going away, you guys are going to be little old men and women running around with it and still having to go see the doctor. Hopefully not at the children's hospital when you're in your 50s, but, you never know. Anyone else have anything else they'd like to offer or share? Nope?
Nope.
Well, thank you so, so much. I'm going to stop recording, but that doesn't mean we're going to disconnect, okay?
All right.
All right? Thank you.
Thanks.